I want to talk now to Michael Levi, who is the brother of one of the hostages, Or Levi, who was taken by Hamas terrorists on the 7th of October. He was kidnapped from, Or was kidnapped from the Nova Festival. His wife, Enav, was murdered as well. They have a 2.5-year-old. Michael, thank you for joining me this evening. I just want to let you tell your story and tell me what life has been like over the nearly 7 months now since those, nearly 8 months now since your brother and sister-in-law were taken.
Well, that's something I cannot even put into words. Sometimes I look at myself in the mirror and I cannot recognize myself. I left everything behind. We all left everything behind. And we are now fighting the fight of bringing Or and the rest of the hostages back.
Your sister-in-law was murdered. Your brother is still being held hostage by Hamas. What level of information, if anything, have you got in regard to his welfare, where he is, how he's being treated?
There's nothing. I mean, we just know that he was kidnapped alive and that he wasn't injured, but no doctor, the Red Cross didn't meet him or the rest of the hostages. Hamas is holding them in horrible conditions in tunnels, which they are drinking seawater and barely eat. From what I heard from hostages that came back, they don't even have air to breathe on those tunnels. So those conditions are something that even animals get better conditions.
Where do you get the strength from to deal with that, to the not knowing and the worry about how he's being treated?
It's simple. Or Enav has a 2.5-year-old son named Almog. He needs a father. He already lost his mother, and the only one left for him is Or. So I have to keep fighting for him, even if it's hard and difficult for me.
Where is he now? Where is the 2.5-year-old? Is he being cared for by you or by other relatives?
By my parents, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
His grandparents, who had to become parents again for a 2.5-year-old.
He is very young. Has he any conception of what is happening?
Well, he misses them. He calls them all the time. We had to tell him that his mom won't come back. That was the most difficult thing we had to do. And we told him that we are looking for his father. I don't know how much of it he can understand, but I know he feels different. He cries when someone mentioned the word dad or mom next to him. So he definitely senses something.
Many families of the hostages taken by Hamas terrorists have been very vocal in terms of what they think the Israeli government and military should do. What is your view?
Well, I'm not a politician and I'm not a strategic. I'm here to save my brother and the rest of the hostages. I trust them to do whatever it takes to bring them back. I know that they understand that this is the most important thing for any Israeli. In fact, I think that's something that anyone in the world should think about, because it happened to us on October 7th, but if we let terrorism win, it will happen again and again and again in London, in New York, in Paris, and everywhere in the world. So I think that's something that everyone needs to fight. I'm not against any Palestinian. We're against Hamas. Hamas is a horrible terrorist organization who only want to kill people, and it doesn't matter to them if it's Israelis or anyone else.
It frustrates me, and I imagine it hugely frustrates you too, that there is so much anti-Semitism around the world, that there is such a lack of understanding of, for example, your attitude that you've just said unprompted, perfectly reasonably, that your argument is not with the Palestinian people, it is not with the innocent civilians, it is with Hamas terrorists. What do you feel in regard to the international community? I know you've been here in the United Kingdom talking about it as well over the past few days. Do you feel that people are listening to you, or do you feel that your brother and his plight has been forgotten?
It's a good question. I think, first of all, I think it's horrible that there's even a discussion about the hostages. They should be home, period.
Yeah.
Hamas is committing crimes against humanity every day that they are there. And in terms of if people are listening to us or not, I think that most people, or reasonable people, that actually bother to learn the situation, understand that what I said earlier about Israel is not against the Palestinians is the right thing. We are just against Hamas. Like I said earlier, Hamas didn't choose who to kill. They just kill everyone and murdered everyone in the way. Just outside of my brother's bomb shelter, where he was hiding with his wife, they murdered a Muslim guy. He spoke to them in Arabic. They knew he was Muslim, and they still murdered him brutally. I have a video of it.
Yeah.
So it's not about Jewish or Christians. They are against humanity.
Yeah, yeah. I think you're absolutely right, Michael, and I thank you for speaking to me. I wish you and I wish your family very, very well. We at Talk are going to keep talking about this. We're going to keep talking about what's happening in the Middle East and people like Or Levy